Hi, my name is Camila, and I'm in my last year of studies at York University.
And I'm Cody. I'm a recent graduate from the University of Toronto, and we're here to talk to you today about the Molson Here's to My Choice campaign on safe driving.
I'm a commuter student, so for me, it was a little different in terms of how I had to negotiate driving and alcohol. For me, I would have to think about how I was going to get home. As a commuter student, I would have to think about where I was going to stay, so making arrangements with friends was key priority. If that wasn't possible, then I would also think about getting a cab perhaps maybe for a ride home. And lastly, I would always think about if I were to drive, who would be the designated driver? Obviously myself in that case, so that my friends and I would definitely have a safe ride home.
Thinking back to my experience, it was a little bit different in that I lived on campus for the
Hmm.
most part, and it was a fairly downtown core region, so there was not a lot of students had cars, so the issues were a little bit different. But we always had to keep in mind being able to get home safely. So,
Right.
for instance, I would always have enough change to get home on the transit, which meant I needed to know the schedule, when it closed, if it was reliable at night, and if it wasn't, I needed to make sure I had a place to crash. Really, what it comes down to is we don't want to be a statistic.
Hmm.
There are a couple of very useful hints that can sum up safe driving. And one is that you need to think of an alternative means of transportation. Under no circumstance, really, to be safe, if you've had alcohol, should you drive when it comes down to it.
Right.
So alternatives you can think of are, for example, 1-888 Taxi Guy, which is a national service where you can call in and get instantly directed to any local available taxis. Another thing to consider, like I said earlier, is the public transportation. So have the change, know the schedule, know the system. Also, as you mentioned, designated driver. So if you do have a vehicle, make sure someone is not drinking at all, that they're going to be committed to being a safe driver that evening.
Exactly, and don't be afraid to take the keys away. Value the life of yourself as well as your friends and others, because you never know what's going to happen on the road. So again, here's to great nights out and safe trips home. Da 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 da!